Good morning from very beautiful Drymen, where the sun is shining and the weather is not at all as it was forecast to be. It's lovely. So I might have brought all that winter and waterproof gear for nothing, but I'm glad I got it, and I might need it yet. Today, after a very hearty breakfast and a wonderful meal last night at the Loch I'm off to Rowardennan. I'm doing 14 miles, a bit more than that, and today I'm doing about 1600 foot of ascent, so a lot more than yesterday. That's partly because I'm going to go up Conic hill, which is the first decent climb really of the West Highland Way, but it's going to be worth it for the views from the top. So let's see how I get on. This is an absolutely glorious morning. I've walked out of Drymen, and there up ahead of me is Conic hill, which I will be climbing up in a wee while. And over there are the Highland mountains that I'm walking towards. I can just see the top tip of Ben Lomond sticking up above the others. And I'm taking this partly because if the weather forecasts to be believed, I might not see them ever again. They might be covered in mist, but we'll see. And I can treasure this view. So I've bumped into three women I met yesterday in the distillery, and I pressed the wrong button, so I didn't record a chat with them. So here they are today. How are you now? It's day 2. Are you still raring to go and full of... Yeah.
Super happy. We spent the night at the Clackman, which is one of the oldest pubs in all of
Yeah.
Scotland.
Oh, you managed to stay there.
Yes, it was lovely.
Yeah, they had fantastic food.
It's wonderful. And we're excited. It's beautiful out. There's cows, sun, and sheep.
And sheep. And you're walking up Conic hill.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the first climb. Why aren't you taking the easy route? Why are you taking the hard route?
Because we're like that.
Yeah, like that.
But we want
to
the
see
views.
everything. Yeah.
And we want to go traditional. It's a traditional trail.
Yes.
So, and also, Bren and I work for the Park Service, so we want to make sure that we get the visitor center. And I'm not sure if that's on both routes, but we definitely want to make sure we get to the National Park Service.
Yeah. So remind me again. One of you's from was it not Vancouver? That's in Canada.
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Alaska.
In Washington, D.C.
And Washington. So how do you know each other?
Oh, that's a complicated
long
question.
story.
Oh, right.
The short version is I met Corey in Alaska with National Park Service. I met Brennan Guam with Park Service, and we united to do this hike.
So you all work for the Park Service over there?
I don't.
Oh, you don't?
I don't
know.
know.
You don't anymore. But you're obviously interested in such things. Well, there's a car coming. So I will move a bit. They must get so fed up of all of sort of people like me, especially.
I asked somebody yesterday, and she said we love the walkers.
We love the walkers. Oh, that's good. That's good. So I've now walked out of Drymen completely, and I've got my first trial of the day. And it's not a trial of a climb, it's a trial of walking into a forest. I think it's called Balmaha forest. My Scottish pronunciation will get better, I promise, as it goes on. But it's a forest, and a forest means there's a risk of midges. And I've got long sleeve tops, I've got a midge hat, I've got spray things. But really the only way of avoiding Scottish midges is not to come to Scotland, and that's not on the cards. So I'll see how I get on. Perhaps it's too warm and too early in the day for them to be out. And I am now getting wondrous views over Loch Lomond, I can see clearly the string of little islands that mark out the geographic fault that runs from Kintyre in the west right up to Stonehaven in Aberdeenshire, and is the boundary, the geological boundary between the lowlands and the Highlands of Scotland. And there's Conic Hill, and when I get to the top, I will have literally 1 foot in the lowlands and 1 foot in the Highlands, and I will be truly walking the West Highland Way. So this is it, the climb to the summit of Conic Hill. Wish me luck. Scramble off the West Highland Way to the top of Conic Hill. I'm surrounded by a load of people thinking, was it worth it? Why the hell did we do that? But it was worth it. Yes, we're all saying we've only got to work out now how the hell we get back down. But I'm sure it's possible. I'm sure it's possible. And then it's off to Balmaha. See you there. I'm not sure which of my feet is in the lowlands and which of my feet is in the Highlands. I'm just glad both my feet are on the ground and below my head. But Highlands, here I come. And as I walk down off Conic Hill, I'm getting a wonderful view of Ben Lomond. And if all goes to plan tomorrow, that will be the first Munro of this trip for me to climb. All the islands on Loch Lomond have names starting with Inch. Inch Canachan, Inch Kailoch, Inch Morn. Inch is a Viking word meaning island and comes from the time when Vikings lived in this area in Scotland. You possibly can't see it, but in the distance beyond Loch Lomond I can see Loch Long, which is another reflection of the time when the Vikings were here. Long is a Viking word, a bit like the Welsh word llong. It means boat, and it's said that the Vikings used to sail their boats up the Firth of Clyde and into Loch Long, and then carry their boats across on the thin strip of land between Archa and Tarbert, and then sail their boats all through Loch Lomond, and so get access into a further part of Scotland. They say that coming down is harder than going up, and this climb down from Conic Hill has been a bit grisly, with lots of steps which aren't always easy to negotiate. But now I'm just about at the bottom, I think. I think this might be above and beyond my commitment to supporting the local economy of Scotland. I've ordered a baked potato with haggis, cheese and baked beans. I've actually sent the baked beans back because it's far too much food for me. And I've got a pint of the pub's very own lager called Conic Hill Lager. It's only 4%, so I should manage to walk to Rowardennan after it, but I'm definitely going to take my time. I reached Balmaha about 12:30, which is about 4 hours after I left Drymen this morning, but I've been taking my time. I've been stopping to look around me and chat to people and take photographs and make this vlog. I'm not in a rush. what's there to rush over? And it's such a beautiful place. You don't want to rush it. You want to stand and enjoy and savour every moment. Talking about savouring, when I arrived, it clouded over and it started to rain. I think it might be starting to rain again. And so I dashed into the pub for lunch. It's important to support the local economy when on holiday. No, but seriously, it really is. It really is. These small businesses have been hammered over the last few years with the pandemic. It's not necessary, perhaps, to support it as I have, because I think the haggis and the baked potato and the cheese and the pint of Conic lager were a bit above and beyond the call of duty. They were very, 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 very nice. But see how I get on walking to Rowardennan. At least this time I'm not carrying a full-size bottle of whisky in my bag, so that will make it easier. I've got to say, this is totally unexpected and it's absolutely wonderful. It's now around 3 o'clock and I've been walking for about an hour and about 2-3 miles from Balmaha, and I had a short walk through some woods, and then I've been walking along the edge of Loch Lomond, those bonny banks, and it's gorgeous. It's absolutely magical, and I'm going to enjoy these last few miles until I get to Rowardennan. I might regret making this little clip, but I've been walking through this pretty enclosed wooded area for a while. This enclosed wooded area, which is next to Loch Lomond, and so next to lots of water, and there's not much of a breeze, but so far no midges. Well, we'll wait and see. It's coming up to 4 o'clock and I've got just under 4 miles to go. So I've got plenty of time to sit and listen to the water lapping and look out across Loch Lomond and think about the day I've had and drink some of that chamomile tea I've been carrying all day and has been left untouched in my bag. I've really enjoyed this walk along Loch Lomond, but there have been an awful lot of sharp ascents and descents, sometimes on very tricky paths, not clear paths like this. So I'm quite glad it's almost the end of the day. And at the end of what's been a brilliant day, that's a glorious sight. I think I'm going to enjoy spending some time here. Wow! Well, after what's been quite a day, I'm booked into the youth hostel and I'm in my room and I'm overwhelmed by how just wonderful walkers are. Like yesterday, we saw all the honesty boxes. All the way along, I've been talking to people, chatting to people. People have been helping each other along, encouraging them. One woman had quite a bad accident, and people were helping her and helping to clean her up and reassuring her husband. And having arrived here and discovered that my bag is far too heavy than is sensible, I was struggling up the steps, and two wonderful young German men turned to me and said, "Do you need a hand with that?" And I'm totally shameless, so I said, "Yes, please." And the one carried it up to my room, and I'm a grey-haired woman in her 60s, and I have no shame. I was so grateful to them. I probably could have done it on my own, but it's lovely that they did it. So now I'm going to have a shower. I'm going to have a good meal. I'm going to have a beer again, possibly two. I've got to buy some for those young lads. So, it would only be right for me to join them, wouldn't it? And then I'm going to have a good night's sleep and see what tomorrow brings.
To the mountains, they're calling me.